Hi, my name's Faith Gerber. How do you decide what to get a grandchild for Christmas? I thought of a couple of things that are helpful principles. First of all, it's a good idea to ask the parents. You want to make sure you don't get something the child already has. You also want to make sure that your gift aligns with the values that you and your kids have. For example, this summer, when my granddaughter was born, I was in Oklahoma for a couple of weeks, and little grandbaby girl was not even a week old, and her dad was sitting on the couch with her when I came down early one morning. She was laying there quietly, and he was reading out loud to her. And immediately my teacher heart and my mother and grandmother heart just melted, because I knew if he's already reading to her, that girl's got an amazing head start when she gets going in school, because she's going to have the sounds of language imprinted on her little brain. So you want to make sure that what you're going to get your child, your grandchild, is something that has real value, that reflects who you are and who their family is. If it's a family who does a lot of hiking and camping, you might purchase something that has to do with being in the outdoors. If they do a lot of traveling and flying in planes to different destinations, your gifts might have to do with that. What if your grandchild is a kid who's just so active and is going all the time and needs to be doing things? Well, there's a lot of different gifts that you can get a child who needs hands-on things to do. Here's what I would recommend you stay away from. Kids don't need noisy toys, unless you're intentionally trying to irritate the parents. You know those things with the batteries? I had some gifts given to my kids when they were little. And we eventually just took out the batteries, and it's broken. Because those noises are crazy making. The thing is, kids nowadays get tons and tons of gadgets. They spend time on their electronic devices, and research shows very clearly that when a child has their eyes focused at the distance of a book or a screen that's held in their hands, it causes their eyes to focus at a very close distance. And just the muscle tension on the eyeball increases stress hormones in the body. So when kids are seeing at a distance, like when they're outside, it actually causes the stress levels to decrease. I spend a ton of time outside. It is incredibly relaxing. But don't be afraid to ask. Don't be too embarrassed to say, hey, is there anything in particular they need? But find out what they would like, what they might need, and here's the important one, never underestimate the power and the value of experiences. Having the kids come over for a sleepover if they're old enough, or coming over to build gingerbread houses, having hot chocolate with marshmallows and reading a book. Many gifts are not expensive. Their value comes from the relationship with the giver. I finally settled on a very special gift for my granddaughter's first Christmas. It's a book that was recommended to me by my sister-in-law, Sue. You can see her very creative and brilliantly designed quilts. There'll be a link in the notes below. This is a little girl who gets big ideas and tons of them and tries to do all of them at once. To me, Lola Dutch has some of the most creative artistry in the illustrations. The vocabulary in the book is especially well crafted. It's a book that even as an adult, you would enjoy reading because it's so detailed in many different ways. So I'm going to take Lola Dutch with me when I go halfway across the country at Christmas time to see my granddaughter and daughter and son-in-law. And then when I get home, I'll have to get another book for myself, because when she comes to visit me, when she's a little older, I want her to look on my bookshelf and say, "Grandma, we have this book too." And I'll tell her, "Yes, I know. I got it for you for your very first Christmas." So look for a link to Lola Dutch in the notes below. If you have any other really great ideas for how to or how not to choose a Christmas gift for your grandchild, put a note in the comments below.